What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and my Tuesday nights just got a whole lot busier. So let's kick it off with the first of 3 shows to come on, NCIS, Season 14. Think about that for a second. 14 seasons now. I'm pretty sure, based on what I see on IMDb, that they've been renewed for a 15th season as well. Are you kidding me? Like, how? And the weird thing is, it's still good. Like, nothing groundbreaking, nothing that's going to make me like, oh, I gotta watch NCIS right now. But you know what? It's still enjoyable. It's still funny. It's still got a lot of good characters to work with. It's still a good show. So this is the first episode of the 14th season, Rogue. And this is pretty much an introductory episode. They've got this girl coming in. Her name's Quinn. And she works for NCIS. I can't remember. I'm trying to think of how to describe her job. She sends new agents, she tests new agents and sends them to Gibbs to put on his team, and none of them have been working out. And so she comes to kind of watch the team to see what type of agent that he needs. And then on top of that, you got this other NCIS agent that went deep undercover and now is involved in this. It was a very complicated case. I'm going to try to remember it to talk about it later, but this undercover agent that his cover is now blown. He has to come back above ground pretty much to help Gibbs and the team to finish his case, to solve this last case and help him sort of put the guy away that needs to be put away. And he's a good agent, and he's not the one that stood out to me. Between the two of them, I think the girl stood out a little bit more for a few reasons I'll talk about later. But as far as he goes, I think I'm going to enjoy his character. He's a bit more serious in this episode, but you can see he has these lighthearted moments. It's going to be interesting to see how his character fits in with the rest of the team. He's not really worked with the team before. And like Quinn says at the end of the episode, this is an agent that the team didn't need him. He needed the team. And that's very true. He seems like an agent that has done everything on his own. He seems like somebody who, if he's not wrangled in soon, he's just going to go off and do things by himself and probably end up getting himself killed in the process. So it's very interesting to see this take on it. Instead of an agent who's going to bring something to the team, he's going to be an agent that has his skills, but the team is going to enrich him and make him better at his job. So it's a bit different, but I like it. I like where it's going with his character. Quinn, on the other hand, I think she's a perfect fit so far. She may be a little bit annoying at times, but what she did with Bishop, the messing with her, telling her, I don't know who you are, and Bishop's just like, really? You remember everybody but me? And she starts telling her all this stuff. It's like, oh, were you in this one class? She's like, yeah, I was in there. And she's like, are you sure? And just completely messing with her the whole time. And I kind of figured she was, but at one point, Bishop just storms out of the room. It's like, I need a snack. And then Quinn just starts chuckling to herself. And he's just like, wait, you're messing with her? She's like, of course I am. Bishop's way too uptight. She needs to learn to loosen up a bit. And then Gibbs comes in right on cue. He's like, you still messing with Bishop? She's like, she makes it too easy. This works. I feel the fluidity. I feel the connection of the team. It all works so well, and I really enjoy. This was before. I'm going to remember his name. Hang on. I'm not. Nick. No. I'm gonna have to look it up. Anyway, as I'm looking this up. As far as Quinn goes, though, I really do enjoy what they're doing with her character. I enjoy how well they've really combined her into the team, because it works. The team right now, from what I see, works, and this is before he even got into the team. So that's good to see. Really, I don't even have his name. That's frustrating. I'll figure it out later. Probably put it down in the comments or something. You guys will tell me, hopefully. As far as the episode goes, the story, it does involve this new agent coming in, and he's been trying to track down this one guy who is recruiting people to be terrorists, I think, something along those lines. Um, but it's mainly set in South America, but he's also got his claws in USA as well. So it's an overarching story that is just about taking this guy down. No mystery involved. It's all about how are we going to take him down. There are a few clever moments, though, in this episode with the case itself. First of all, the new agent has been dating the main bad guy's daughter. And there's one point where he talks to her and sets up a meeting. He goes in, sits down, talks to her. Gibbs and Quinn are in the car listening to the conversation. She gets upset and leaves. Gibbs comes to talk to him, and he's just... I can't remember exactly how the conversation goes, but he's pretty much just like, yep, Silva must have tapped her phone and knew that we were meeting here. He's like, how do you know? He's like, because he put a bomb under my chair. It's like so nonchalantly, and Gibbs just starts like laughing. It's just like, you're enjoying this, aren't you? He's like, yeah, I am. It worked very well. I thought it was clever how they threw that in there, and of course, the whole thing about it was it is a bomb. It's scary, but at the same time, now that you know what it is, you know what set it off. As long as you don't get up, you're fine. You're just away from bomb squad. It is kind of funny to think about. Just the fact that he's just so calm about it. He's just like, yeah, he figured this out, and he put a bomb under my chair, and I set off the pressure plate. And it's just like taking an order. I'll have a Coke. That's pretty much how he said it. It was very funny. You've also got later on in the episode, you've got a moment with Gibbs kind of really talking to, giving this guy a talking to, the new guy. And you figure this is going to happen at some point because this guy is such a lone ranger. He wants to do it all on his own. And Gibbs sort of says, what, you're upset that your mission failed? You're not going to bring him in. He said, why don't you man up, work with us, and finish this job? It's something along those lines. Not quite what he said, but it's the Gibbs talking to. It's the in your face, I'm gonna show you how it is. I'm gonna tell you exactly how it is. And it's just what this guy needed. And I love the fact that they're already putting that in there. They're already having them sort of clash, but in a way where it's making this guy a better man. It's making this guy a better agent. It really works in the context of the episode. And then the final thing that I thought was really clever was after all of this is said and done, they had the intense moment. I loved Gibbs dragging the woman out of her car as it's about to explode. It was just so... I was like, go Gibbs! It's awesome! They catch the guy's son. They bring the main bad guy in. And it's just like, your son is being arraigned on these charges. And he's just like, so, what am I being arrested for? Being the father of a misguided son, Very diplomatic about it. And just like, oh, I have nothing to do with this. And I can't remember who said it. I think it was McGee, maybe. But it's just like, oh, you're just throwing your son under the bus? That's cold. Almost as cold as a daughter throwing her father under the bus. And just pretty much says that his daughter pretty much just sold him out. Went and talked to him about some stuff, recorded the conversation, and then gave it to NCIS to use against him. I'm like, that was set up so perfectly, and just it was clever. It was a clever way to get him arrested in a way that wasn't entirely obvious, but wasn't entirely stupid either. It was a very clever way to end it. I really enjoyed how they did the case, and NCIS has always been a show that has had good cases and good humor. Like all the stuff going on, it's always just been good. This one's been a little bit step above good. It hasn't been a typical NCIS episode. It wasn't the typical, oh yeah, it was good. I probably won't remember it later. I am going to remember this. I am going to remember this episode as the one that introduced the new characters, gave us a good case, a good story to get me really invested. Yeah, it's a good way to start off season 14. And Fernell is sleeping on Gibbs' couch. That's freaking hysterical. Like, that just writes itself. Furnell is still recovering from what happened at the end of last season, and he's sleeping on Gibbs' couch. The humor is just, it's there. You don't even have to have a script writer for that. You just put Mark Harmon, put whatever his name is, I don't know the Fornell's name. You put them in the same room and just say, go. And the comedy ensues. So it's great. I cannot ask for a better season premiere than this. So I'm excited for season 14. This episode really got me excited for these two new characters. See where they're gonna go. See what they're gonna do. All that good stuff. I think that's about it for this episode. Nothing really was out of place or was not good or anything like that. It was all around good, but there were some things that really caught my attention that make me think, this is going to be really something good. It will never take Michael Weatherly's place. I'm going to go ahead and say that as a true NCIS fan. That's not going to happen. I'm always going to say that Tony is just, you can't replace Tony. But I do like where they're taking these new characters. I do like where they're taking the new story. I'm happy. I am pleased as an NCIS fan with what they've done so far. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What do you think of the two new characters? What do you think of what they're doing with them? Their new agents, the stories that they're doing, all that stuff. Let me know what you think. We can talk about it, discuss it. Leave a like and subscribe for future NCIS reviews. I'll see you at the next review. Peace out.